Hey everyone, welcome to my channel where I share information on how to release emotions, how to process emotions, and a lot of other things about emotions. I'm not a licensed psychologist. I share the information from my personal experience. I work on my emotions for about 7 years and I'm on my healing journey for about 10 years, and I make these videos to share some information that I find very helpful for my journey, and I hope that this will help you too, as I know that there is not so much information on emotions, on emotional work, and on how to release emotions. This is a series of videos on releasing emotions, and you can check the playlist here. Without further ado, I will go to the topic of this video, and this is the ways how you can release emotions. And today I will describe the second way how you can release emotions, and the first way was journaling, and now we go to another way how you can release emotions, and this way is drawing. So when you can apply this particular way of releasing emotions, you can apply this when you, for example, cannot put your emotions into words. You just don't know what you feel, or the situation, for example, was so painful that you cannot write about it. You feel very strong resistance. If you feel very strong resistance, there is a bunch of ways how you can work with resistance, but if you want to work on emotion directly now, you can release your emotion with the help of drawing. You can get closer to emotion with the help of drawing. How do you draw? It is better to take a big piece of paper, maybe A3 or A2. I usually take A3 or A2 for this purpose, and the bigger the better. And also I usually take for this purpose watercolors. Why watercolors? Why not markers or pencils or anything else? Because watercolors, they are liquid, and you will feel that putting colors on paper will really resemble you, or will really reflect the process of your emotion going out of your heart and your hand and your brush into the paper. And I don't know how to explain it, but when it is a liquid, it is like as if there is something common between your emotion and the paint. It really helps to stay with the process. It really helps to be slow, maybe somewhere, or to look at these watercolors that are flowing on the paper. Somehow it helps you to go through this process even more and to connect more to your feelings. So I really recommend to take watercolors, but it is up to you, and you can take any means of drawing that you are used to, that you like, or that you have at your house now. So as I mentioned in other videos, the purpose of emotional work, the purpose of releasing emotion, or the mechanism of releasing emotion is to give the emotion space, to give the emotion physical space, and allow it to take as much space as it wants, and then allow it to be as long as it wants in its space. The emotion should take place and should take space, and your work is to help it. Your work is to give this space to the emotion. And in the previous video we discussed journaling, and now we come to drawing. And again, you use drawing when you cannot express, for example, the emotion through journaling, or when the pain or the emotion is too overwhelming and it is just too overwhelming. It is just very intense and you want to release it, but you cannot write about it. Or when you start to write, it is just too much. It is just, you want to write thousands of words. Or when you cannot understand what you feel, or when you cannot name the emotion, or when it is like a bunch of emotions in one feeling or something like this. So, or when the situation is very complex and you cannot understand it, then I definitely recommend to draw, because through drawing you can understand the situation. Drawing is connected to body. It is like a body work. It is not an intellectual work. If you don't understand something in your head, so through drawing you can actually see the situation from another angle. And sometimes, personally, honestly, when I draw, I just I'm often really super surprised when I see what my hands start to draw. It is either so much different from what I thought, or it starts to make the situation so clear. Like, for example, it can be that I think, oh, I feel like, I don't know, pain or something, or sadness. And then when I start to draw, I suddenly start to draw people that I know or people from my past. And I suddenly start to draw some exact situation. So this is really can be a big surprise for you, what will come through your body through drawing. So the process is very simple. You can draw in several ways. And first you can draw really the situation as you see it. For example, as I said, when the situation is very complex and you cannot understand your role in it, you cannot understand what you feel, and you cannot understand why you feel uncomfortable, for example, or you cannot understand what you should do. So I suggest to draw. And when you will draw this situation, you will either realize and understand what is the situation about, or very often when you have intense feelings, the current situation in your life can be connected to the situation in your past, and maybe some traumatic situation. And then when you draw, you suddenly start to realize that this picture resembles you actually something from your past, and then you can have more clear feelings. And when you have more clear feelings, you already can release these feelings. For example, you can find the situation when you were hurt and you already work on this exact feeling. You can work through journaling. And how to journal, you can check the playlist here where I talk about this more. Or you can stay with this situation and you can feel what you feel. Just allow your feelings to take space, like in your body. And it is like you look at your picture and you allow yourself to feel the truth. You allow yourself to feel what you feel. If tears will come, allow them to take as much space as they want. Allow yourself to cry and allow your body to do what it wants. Maybe it will want to, I don't know, to take a blanket and like to hug yourself, or maybe it will be anger and then you can punch a pillow. Just see what is there and stay with this emotion, stay with this feeling for as long as it will take. You will understand when the emotion will be over. And I talk about how to release emotions more in this video. I will put all the necessary links here, and also you can continue to draw. And here we come to another way how you can release your emotion through drawing, and this is through colors. If you don't have a situation, or you don't know what you feel, but you feel something and you feel it very intense, or the emotion is very overwhelming and you don't know how to journal it yet, and you don't know how to release emotions, you are a newbie, so drawing is a really amazing way to start. And you can start with drawing colors. Just take watercolors and just allow your body to choose the color. For example, if you feel anger, most likely your body will choose color red. If you feel sadness, maybe it will be black, or if you feel grief, maybe it will be black. And just take this color and take as much color as you want to make like as much intense color on paper as you want and as you feel. So the idea is to, and the work here is to allow your emotion go through your physical action into paper. So your colors are like resembling you, reflecting you, your emotional state. This is how you will release emotion. So take the color that you want, that amount of color that you want, and put it in the paper and do it as slow or as fast as you feel. For example, if you feel very angry, you can just like, I don't know, you can take even marker and just scratch the paper. If you feel very deep sadness, you can take black or gray or blue color, and you can go really very slow, and you can draw, put the color into paper, and at the same time stay with your emotion. Okay, the idea is to give space to your emotion and stay with it, because in real life, or I mean in everyday life, we tend to distract from our emotions. That's why they are stuck, that's why they can't be released. And in emotional work, you create a space for your emotion and you stay with it. And when you stay with it, when you give your attention to your emotion, when you give space to your emotion, it transforms, it becomes released, it releases. So it is really important to find ways how you can stay with your emotion. And in these videos and in this series, I share the ways how you can do it. So you put color into paper, you paint colors, you draw colors, you express colors onto paper, and you at the same time feel, you stay connected with your emotion. You can have this feeling in your stomach, or maybe in your chest, or maybe even in other parts of your body, and you paint, you put color. Try to do it not less than 30 minutes. About an hour or even more is a good time to stay with your emotion. So just continue to do it. You can take it even as a meditation. Just stay with your emotion and continue to put colors, and continue to allow your body to choose colors, and allow your body to choose space to release your emotion. And maybe at some point you will start to want to draw something, like maybe people, maybe, I don't know, nature. If that will be the case, allow yourself, while you stay with this emotion. It is the process of releasing. It is the process of releasing through drawing. And an invitation here is to finish when you will feel that your emotion transformed into something else. So you will most probably go through the peak of emotion. It means that first, when you will start, you will feel your emotion, and then with time you will feel it more and more intense, and at some point it will be the peak of emotion, and you can understand that this is a peak by intense feeling, or maybe the tears will come, or maybe very intense feeling again will come. So, or maybe some body movement, or maybe if it is anger, you will punch a pillow or something. So go through this peak and stay with yourself while you go through it. When I say stay with yourself, I mean that stay with that part of you that is in pain now. This is not all you. This is one part of you that was wounded at some point of your life in some situation, and your work is to stay with yourself, to stay with this part of yourself through this difficult moment. This is how the emotion gets released, and this is how your wounded part gets support, and gets support from the very most important person for him or her, and this important person is you. So this is how it works. And after that, after this peak of emotion, you may feel relief, you may feel release, and you may feel that your emotion transformed into something else. So this is how you transform your emotion through drawing. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And I hope that you found this video helpful. You can like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, as I'm making a series of videos how to release emotions and then how to process emotions. So yeah, thank you very much, and see you in the next video.